All right, it's that time of the week. Let's do some quick accounting. Listen, this video is going to be quick. We're just going to talk about what we did from 2 Fridays ago, okay? From Las Vegas, we went to Hastings, Nebraska. From Hastings, Nebraska, we went to Hillsboro, Kansas. From Hillsboro, Kansas, we went to Upper Sandusky, Ohio. From Upper Sandusky, Ohio, we went to, what is that town? Napoleon, Ohio. From Napoleon, Ohio, we are here in Monticello, Illinois. With all of that, we traveled a total of 2,626 miles, and we grossed a total of $5,950 in all miles. With that, we did a whopping $2.26 a mile on all miles, okay? We did $2.54 a mile loaded. I'm not really loving it, you know, but anyway, this is what we got, right? MPG, we average about 6.8, and out of that, we used about 386 gallons. And when you multiply our average per gallon, it's just about 336. We get 1297, and that is 21% of the gross. You see how, like, that rate per mile makes a big difference? You know what I mean? As you travel, the lower rate you travel, the more that fuel is just gonna cut into you. You know, that's why. But we didn't work that hard, though. Believe it or not, you know, we had a lot of downtime. Well, not really downtime. It's just like, just really looking in the freaking load board, man. Just on the load board the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm seeing, I'm going to answer a few questions in this video as well, okay? So somebody had mentioned also, it's like, why don't you try to do LTL? Believe me, I tried. Okay, story time, okay? So I was in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. I saw a partial from Landstar that's coming out of, you know, the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, not too far into it, just a little bit into Columbus area, a little bit past Columbus area, okay? Columbus, Ohio. I called, and then I saw another load that was in the Indiana area, and that would have been perfect. And then there was another partial, so it would have been 3 partials that were going to, that were gonna drop along the way on my way into Salt Lake, and it would have been perfect. And the gross on that would have been around 6,400. You know, that's on paper, okay? We could have probably negotiated some of those a little higher, okay? And it would have worked out perfectly. None of them is tarp, nothing. You know, some of them, a couple of them required a ramp, you know, so it's no problem, right? We got the capabilities to do it because I called all of them prior to, you know, trying to book them, okay? So after I made sure and confirmed that everything was good to go. See, this is the hard part about that you got to be really careful when it comes to LTL, okay? When you start to do partial on your trailer, is that you got to make sure all of these things are solid, you know what I mean? I mean, you're not always going to be 100% on, like, you know what I'm saying? We'll be able to pick up 100% at a time, but you got to at least the initial conversation or the initial agreement, negotiations, it has to be like 100%, not 100%, but almost sure. And then if something falls off, oh well, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? But this one, so I called them all, and everything was confirmed, right? And then I called Landstar back. I was like, okay, let's book it for this much. He said, you know what? I think I can give you that. And then we discussed it, right? And I was like, that's gonna be the first one on the trailer. He was like, well, you see, that's the thing. I was like, okay. He said, this can't be the first one on the trailer. It has to be the last one on the trailer. I was like, what the heck? Why? My mind is blown here. You know what I mean? It's like, so that tells me that particular agency is trying to hide something. I don't know what they're doing. Because, see, it makes no sense for us to pick it up because of the fact that we would have had to trail back 200-300 miles to go pick up Landstar's last. That's the reason why I set it up that way. So I pick up Landstar, go to Indiana, go pick up another load, go north of that towards Chicago area, pick up another load, and then on my way to Salt Lake City, and then start dropping them off. You know what I mean? And it just, anyway, I didn't understand why that is, but I'm not gonna argue with them. You know what I mean? If that's what they want, that's what they want. So we just abandoned the whole plan. Okay, so that's my thing on the LTL. And trust me, believe me, I tried on other LTLs as well. Okay, so also a question, or it's more like a statement that had come up. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like past couple of videos I've been like semi complaining, you know what I mean, about rates, about, you know, capacity and things like that. Well, the question had come up, like, okay, maybe next time, or it was a statement more like, somebody had commented, you know, like, maybe next time we don't tell everyone that, you know, you're making $10,000 a week or whatever, right? You know, I would say that's part of the problem, but I'd say the problem is bigger than that, though. Okay, let me try to explain it the way my mind is interpreting it. Okay, the problem actually, I think, what we have at the moment right now, the problem started from the pandemic. Okay, the pandemic, we were already short a lot of drivers, okay, in 2020. I looked up some numbers. I believe we were short by, according to the ATA, okay, we were short by 60,000 something drivers, you know, before 2020, okay? Oh, so when they shut down and started giving all of these people money, okay, for, you know what I mean, just so they can stay home or whatever, okay? Now you have all of these people that are not working, not driving. So aside from being, you know what I mean, short 60,000 drivers, now you have all of these, the rest of these drivers, company drivers mostly, that are also not working, not driving. So, I mean, and they're giving these people money, right? And then these people are spending this money, and then the consumer goods is moving, right? But you don't have enough drivers. So, well, guess what's gonna happen? Rates are gonna go up, okay? And that's why I think the main problem is right there. And then, of course, your fuel that's going up, and of course, when fuel goes up, everything else goes up with it, and then inflation goes up. And listen, I'm not no expert. This is just the way I'm seeing it, okay? And then inflation goes up, so they have to take control of the inflation. So they raise interest rates. Now nobody's consuming. You see what I mean? It's just the whole thing. It just became a domino effect, you know. And that's why I think that's the main problem where we are right now, you know. Yeah, I would say, I think, like someone like me, I think I made a couple of videos already, and I was guilty of that. I know that, you know, I show, like, you know, what such a good week, right? Especially when I was doing Amazon, okay? But I was never one of the ones that say, you know what, be a trucker, be an owner operator, and make millions. You know, that's never. I knew that's unethical. Okay, that part I know. The part where I'm showing, like, you know, those good weeks, I don't mean any intention off of that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to persuade anybody on anything on that. You know what I mean? Because I'm showing what trucking is. Even right now, we're showing what trucking is. You know what I'm saying? At that time, we were showing what trucking is. You know what I mean? As far as from the owner-operator's perspective of things, you know? So I do believe that, you know, I see where that's coming from, though. Like, some people are like, you know, putting that in relation to people talking about how much. Yeah, listen, the human mind is it's a positive thing. You know what I mean? They like the human mind likes to think positive. If something positive happening in your life, you're gonna talk about it. If something negative happening in your life, normally you would just complain about it, and then you don't, like, you know what I mean? You don't emphasize that thing. You know what I mean? You complain about it and things like that, and whatever else you do after that. Okay. But as far as like when something positive is happening in your life, you want to share it. That's the thing. You want to share it with everybody else, and you know, I think that's what's happening. You know, as a matter of fact, for some reason, like on my YouTube homepage, a whole bunch of feed came up and be like, there was a whole bunch of things that showed up. It's showing like, you know, owner operator is making this much, this one making this much. You know what I mean? I'd say yes, that had contributed to, you know, the influx of new carriers into the system, but I don't think it had made enough impact to, you know, put us to where we are right now. But like I said, it accelerated it because of the fact that it's on YouTube, right? Everybody's able to access it. Before, it was a lot of this information is truck stop talk. You know what I mean? You're at the truck stop, you're at the freaking break room, you know, and you're talking, and then you get information from another driver and things like that, right? That's why the improvement, like the way you know what I mean? We're talking about it on this channel right here. I think it actually helps to relieve, you know what I mean? Because listen, being an owner operator or going into trucking, it's no secret, man. You need what, about $50,000 to get started with your own authority. After, I mean, even buying the truck on that. You know what I'm saying? This is no secret. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I'm hoping that, you know, some of those new people that are watching, you know what I'm saying, that are thinking about going into this, you know, that they make a wiser decision by watching this channel, you know what I mean, looking at, you know, what we're talking about in this channel, you know, and maybe making a better decision, maybe making a better, you know, negotiating power or negotiating conversations between brokers or shippers or whatever, right? Or maybe making a better decision on what type of truck to purchase, or maybe making a better decision where to put that truck, or you know what I mean? It's just all of it, right? That's my hope, you know, even in the beginning of when I first started the channel, you know, the trucking aspect of things, you know, I said on there, I believe it's on my first or second video, I said on there, you know, like, you know, when I first started my authority, I was pretty hopeless, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know where to go, you know what I'm saying? So everything was a trial and error for me, you know what I mean? And, you know, I want to hopefully be able to alleviate that from those new people that are coming in, you know what I mean? And hopefully they make a better and wiser decision before they come in, you know what I'm saying? So learn from my mistakes, you know, I show my mistakes here, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm perfect, you know, I'm not saying that I know the whole damn industry or system at all, you know, this is so vast, it's so big, you know, it's just, you know, that's why when I hear people or truckers talk about, oh, I got 30 years in this industry as an owner operator and things like that, you know what I mean? That already put me off, because you're already not willing to listen to new information. You know what I'm saying? So that tells me those 30 years that you probably spent, there's probably other truckers with other, you know what I mean, point of view that are giving you that, but you're not willing to listen because you have this tunnel vision. You know what I mean? So that's my point, you know. It's just, that's why, you know, I know it's I'm talking a lot again, right? But I think as far as the comment goes, you know, yes, I agree in some manner, but I don't think that's 100% the issue on why we are where we are today. Anyway, I just wanted to make this quick video because, you know, we're back out on the road, and I want to continue and be consistent with the weekly thing. You know, that's our week, and hopefully next week is gonna be better. So we will see y'all in the next video.